You guys have a really good story of this, right? Just recently, in the past couple years, the risk of not doing a pilot phase. And I think everybody wants to do a pilot phase. It sounds great, but sometimes there are external pressures, timelines, deadlines, equipment becoming end of support, end of life that doesn't lend the luxury to do a pilot.
And all of those things that you just mentioned were jammed into this particular scenario. And I also want to preface it that, nobody intended to just not want to do a pilot. But like you just stated, deadlines started coming about and had to be finished at a certain amount of time, but they hadn't gone through all their proper vetting with which hardware they're going with and flushing out a lot of that kind of stuff. And so more often than not, our projects start that way. It's plan, 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 or not plan, plan, plan. And then all of a sudden now you're forced, you have to do something, you're on a deadline, and now go.
Sprint.
And I think sometimes our customers get spoiled in the fact that we're as nimble as we are, and we show that constantly, and we're pulling rabbits out of hats all the time. So I think it's easy to forget that there's a lot of planning that needs to go into these things to make them successful. Anyway,
The analogy that I always think of this is, have you tried the sprint recently, like full speed?
you want me to break a hip?
Exactly. That's my point. I have recently and pulled a hammy, right? And guess what? I didn't walk. I didn't jog.
Do just
I just went sprint, go, pulled a hammy.
my quads burn like crazy when I do that.
Yeah.
And yes, I have done it.
That might be oversimplifying it, but when I hear stories of that, I just think, oh, you're sprinting right out the gate, and there could be consequences to that.
Didn't prep, now you got an injury.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, this scenario was just that. Everybody backed into a deadline, and budget comes into play, end of life stuff comes into play. There's so many different scenarios and whatever. And
Budget, fiscal, deadlines.
so we actually did do a pilot, but it's back to that question you said, what's the right amount of pilot that you should be doing? In this scenario, this situation, we didn't have enough sample size to really flush out the things that we needed to. And so really all that does is it puts you now into a situation where you're in production, you're doing a lot of sites, you're having to ramp up, right? Usually what we try to do is we start off slow, start to ramp, hitting a climax, and then starting to tail off towards the end and making that schedule softer towards the end so that now you've got enough time for any of the stragglers, right? Sites that couldn't go for whatever reason, and now you have to put them back in rotation and schedule them or whatever. And we just didn't have a chance to be able to do that. And we didn't get to see all the different types of scenarios.